One thing that was expected from the Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet DLC were returning Legendaries, as that has been a thing since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And while on the surface this is a pretty good thing, I fear the way it is done might be not that great for the future of Scarlet and Violet. So hey, I'm not so a strainer, and how can returning Legendaries be bad? Let's get into it. So first of all, why are Legendaries returning? Well, that's a pretty easy thing to answer. Legendaries are not only some of the fandom's favorite Pokemon, but they're also some of the hardest to get, and giving competitive players an extra place to get them just the way they want them to be is a great thing. It's also a great way to keep shiny hunters in the game for a long time. So how can this be bad? Well, this opinion stems from the little knowledge we have about these returning Legendaries, but from what I can tell from the trailer and the information on the website, these are just static encounters. A while ago, I made a video talking about how Legendaries would 100% return, since that is the way things have been for a long time, like I mentioned already. But if you think about it, in Gen 8 there was a big difference from returning Legendaries in BDSP and returning Legendaries in Sword and Shield. In BDSP, we had static encounters after the mind-numbing task of digging for mysterious shards in order to get slates. It was cool being able to catch those Pokemon or even shiny hunt them, but it wasn't very interesting. And while back in the day, Pokemon was a more single-player experience, as you kinda needed to have friends in order to play the game with another person, nowadays with such an active online community, that isn't the case. And so, Sword and Shield before BDSP had done it perfectly. Those games had a lifespan that is still going on. Dynamax Adventures proved to be the perfect way to hunt for those returning Legendaries. In a way, the reasoning behind the returns is still the same, but the execution was, in my opinion, done perfectly in Sword and Shield. I stream on Twitch, and just as recently as a few months ago, we were playing Dynamax Adventures on stream because it is just more fun to play with other people than it is to play alone, at least for me. And Dynamax Adventures with that made it so Sword and Shield was able to live through Gen 9. But as I said, all of this is with just the limited information we have. All we know about those returning Legendaries is that they will be at level 70 and that we will use special snacks given to us by Mr. Snacksworth. What a name, in order to get those encounters. But while they showed us a lot of Union Circle gameplay during the new Indigo Disc trailer, that wasn't the case for the legendary scene. In my opinion, this will make it so Scarlet and Violet doesn't live as long as Sword and Shield did, because even if they do raids like the one they're doing now for Palkia and Dialga, you can only get one and it is shiny locked, so there's no point in resetting and doing them again. Unless you're going for the items, but even that gets a little bit old after a new game comes out. And before you say, I am not a shiny hunter, why should I care? Well, something being able to be shiny hunted in a group doesn't make it so you have to do it, you can just catch it and move on. But just like with the experience share being active or not active, the more options the better, at least in my opinion. Still, while that feature might not have the same impact that its counterpart in Sword and Shield had, there's no telling what the Indigo Disc has in store for us completely. There clearly was a focus on multiplayer gameplay in the terrarium, especially with the Synchro Machine mechanic, which means that it could easily be something that, while not playing the same role as Dynamax Adventures not connected to Legendaries, ends up achieving the same positive results. Only time will tell, and we're very close to knowing. And that is all I have for you today. I believe that Legendaries returning and multiplayer raids should be part of the same package, but what about you? Did you enjoy Dynamax Adventures as much as I did? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I'm there Wednesday to Friday, all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.